Hi, I'm Vareen, a curious explorer of the intricate landscape of the human mind and behaviors, and you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where I unravel the mysteries behind the incongruous thoughts that pepper our everyday existence. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ink Thoughts podcast. Hope everyone has been doing well. And so today, we're diving into a topic that I believe it's becoming increasingly relevant, especially in our fast-paced and success-driven world today. So it is the balance between living and hustling. Are we hustling for a better future, or are we losing sight of the life we are living right now? In this episode, let's explore the fine line between chasing our dreams and actually enjoying the journey. Let's dive in. So, what exactly is the hustle culture? Is this idea that we need to be grinding all the time, working extra hours, always pushing for more success, more money, more recognition. Well, don't get me wrong, I definitely would love to have all of this too, and having big goals and putting in the effort to reach them is important. But what happens when hustling becomes a way of life instead of a means to an end? There's this pressure from the society that says, if you're not hustling, you're falling behind. But is that really true? It does sound like we're constantly competing with others and there's no end to this competition. And so I started to wonder if the constant push to hustle is actually making us lose touch with what really matters. It's easy to caught up in the hustle and forget why we're even doing it in the first place. Are we working to live, or are we living to work? Think about it. When was the last time you truly felt at peace without the need to constantly do something productive? A lot of us are stuck in this cycle of busyness. Whether or not we are really busy is another story, but we kind of have that idea that we need to be constantly busy. That would mean we are doing something. We wear stress like a badge of honor. And somewhere along the way, we lose sight of what brings us joy. I guess the idea of constantly hustling and living life started to make me wonder during COVID time, when there were so many YouTube videos, productivity gurus sharing their constantly hustling day-to-day life. In my own life, there have been times where I was so focused on the grind that I forgot to slow down and just enjoy the present moment. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, indulging in hobbies, or simply enjoy a sunset, there are the moments that make life worth living, isn't it? Not just that hustle. I remember about a month ago, my daily schedule for that particular 1 to 2 weeks was so packed. I had several podcasting to do, which was scheduled over the weekend. And I remember it was a Friday, after I finished my 9 to 5 job. Usually on a Friday, you feel quite relaxed, like you're done with the week. It's time to relax and get some rest, right? But that day itself, I found myself feeling so unbreathable. And I found myself sighing. I'm not a person that usually sighs quite often. I mean, I don't really do it. Yeah. Well, when I say unbreathable, not in a physical way, it just felt like there's so much to do. To which then lead me into thinking and reflecting the importance of having a balance. And so this leads us into the next part of the topic, which is something that often gets overlooked in hustle culture, which is rest and reflection. We sometimes hear people say things like, sleep when you're dead, you can enjoy as much as you can after you retire, stuff like this. But in the reality, rest is just as crucial to success as hard work. When we take the time to recharge, we're giving ourselves the opportunity to reflect on what's really important. These could be through mindfulness practices, meditation, or simply taking a break from our screens. You can even just give yourself a toilet break. That counts as a break too, if you think it is. It's in those quiet moments that we gain clarity, creativity, and perspective. And I remember there was this period of time I felt unproductive when I wasn't doing something. even though my body is sending my brain some signals that I'm not energetic enough to continue working on something, just because it is not done, I did not allow myself to take a proper break. Ended up, this is even more unproductive and inefficient. I end up sitting there for hours but not getting much done. And when I rest, I felt so guilty and not having a proper rest at the end. And when I restart the working cycle again, I just couldn't do it. After I noticed it, I told myself, you know what? Get that short break and come back again. You've been working hard on it. You deserve that short break. Be it 10 or 15 minutes or even longer if that's what you needed at that moment. If you're constantly in that hustle mode, you might miss out on the creative breakthrough that happen when your mind is at rest, which is sometimes very helpful for what you're working on. So what's the solution then? Do we give up on our goals and just live a laid-back life? No, not at all. I'm not supportive of that idea. What I meant was to find a balance, a sustainable way to hustle, a way to work hard without burning out. One thing that helped me is setting realistic goals and understanding that it is okay to pace myself. You don't have to be on all the time. It's about knowing when to push and when to step back. Of course, you know yourself the best. Don't make it an excuse to not do anything, but give yourself that proper rest and break to help you in creating better outcome on whatever that you're doing. Here are a few practical tips that we could try out for sustainable hustling. First thing first, set boundaries. Learn to say no. You don't have to take on every single project or opportunity. Of course, you know what is important to you. You grab whatever is important, but you don't need to say yes to every single thing. Of course, we all know the more we try, the more experience we gain, but you know what's your limit. You understand yourself the best, so you know what's your limit. You know where to stop. The next thing, prioritize self-care. It could mean just getting enough sleep, eating well, or simply take a break when you need it. Things like this, small things like this are important to keep us energetic and to continue working hard or even hustling in our daily life. So take care of yourself, even if it's just simple thing that most of us might just overlook it. Then enjoy the journey. It's important to celebrate small wins along the way. Success isn't just about the goal. It's about the growth and experiences along the way too. We also need to redefine success. It's not just about career milestone or financial gain. While they are important, but there are something else within success too, which is the happiness, health, and fulfillment. At the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, is this hustle sustainable? Can we keep grinding without losing sight of who we are and what makes us happy? I want to leave you with these thoughts. Hustling is great, but it should serve your life, not dominate it. The key is balance. Chase your dreams, but don't forget to live in the present and enjoy the beauty of everyday life. Thanks for tuning in today's episode. If you're feeling the tension between living life and hustling, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to comment down below and let's continue this conversation. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, you don't have to hustle 24/7 to live a fulfilling life. Thank you everyone for listening. If you enjoyed it, feel free to share it with your friends and family who might need to listen to this. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed it, do like and share it with your friends and family and drop me a comment on YouTube. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please leave me a review. If you're on Spotify, please rate my show. Alternatively, any questions or feedback, feel free to email me at hello@incthoughts.com or send me a private message on Instagram, Facebook or Twitter with the username of IncThoughtsPod. Thanks again and catch you all next week.